every day on Don Osborne channel. He will be tasting new beer with his friends.
Need to watch the
All right, we're doing 3.
Yeah, that's smart. That's what I should sell those at. $12
Double dry hops.
Savers.
Galaxy double dry hop. Ooh, this is going to be later. Spoiler alert. And Nelson. And also we have 3 of these goofballs. Chip, Chris Paynes, and Michael Dawson. Any initial impressions? Have you had any sips or smells on all of them?
Both of all.
I'm noticing quite a dank aroma on the Galaxy. I mean, that's like a big noticeable thing. The middle
Just to
one?
confirm, we're double dry hop.
That's the Citra.
Galaxy.
Yeah, Nelson. So then,
Okay, which one is Nelson?
it's supposed to be
The
that
last
one.
one. Okay.
The Galaxy
Because it
one
would be
is-
here.
I
on
think
the list.
the Galaxy I think is, if you just kind of take in a quick aroma, and it's hard to get really good aromas I think sometimes out of these little glasses, but that's the one that I just jumps out at me. Is dank.
Well, I still feel like the dankest is the left.
Oh,
I agree.
I feel like
I get a much more fruity, tropical, and less of that kind of stinky, like what I consider dank, like the musty,
yeah.
overripe fruit kind of quality I sometimes get from Galaxy. I get a lot of that.
I almost get a slight bit of petrol off of the Galaxy. Just a little gassy.
Y'all are hating on the Galaxy?
No, just
Hated it.
No, palates are different. There's this thinnest layer of that kind of like gassy fume. Not like gas, but like an actual.
That's common for Australian hops to have that oily petrol aroma.
What? Haters? I feel like the Nelson Sauvignon is the most balanced of them as far as like malty, sweet, hoppy, beyond just the aroma, of course. Like these two seem to have like a plus kind of level to the hoppiness, where it's here, it's kind of settled in really nicely.
I was gonna say that I feel like, first of all, I feel like you do get flavor from this dry hopping technique. I mean, I feel like they taste different. You know what I mean? I know it's tied in with the smell also, but the Nelson Sauvignon, I feel like I do get that white wine type flavor in the beer, which is not in the other ones. We've done a little bit of, I did the Belgian Dark Nelson with that hop, and I think I've had it a couple of times here and there. I think the Wild Minds has one with Nelson actually, and I had it down there. And
I was willing to say Zon,
it is
right?
kind
It
of
plays off that white grape.
It's a noticeable flavor, and I feel like that's definitely in this one, and it's sort of up to each person to decide if you like it or not. I'm not really sure how I feel. I don't know if it'd be my number one out of the 3, but it's there.
Man, that's crazy, that petrol. Like when I keep coming back to it.
It's getting more
I had a
pronounced
good
for me
try to
as
see
it
that.
warms up a little bit.
Yeah, I know the Nelson's hard to dry hop with because the aroma just doesn't come out like a West Coast hop.
Oh.
Like it takes more, but you still don't get that intense, like citrus or whatever flavor.
Petrol, I think I just finally got a little bit of maybe what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, it's not completely offensive for sure, but it's something that hops don't typically seem to lend.
I think Summit might have that every so often.
Which one do you guys like the best overall?
My favorite is the double dry hopped Fort Point Pale. I really like that combo of Citra and Columbus.
Do you think that's because however their process was, eventually they arrived at this recipe for their Fort Point Pale, and then all that's different with this one we're drinking is just another charge of the same dry hop as in the regular version. So it's almost like that's what works, in their opinion. That's the best, and these other ones are just kind of variations for everyone's enjoyment, but maybe they're not as good, or they're not as enjoyable. I would tend to agree. I think that I would like that one the best of these.
Do you think they transfer, like they brew like 60 and then do all these little like 15 barrel With the dry hop, it's same question we asked in the last video.
Yeah, it's possible.
Jeff, tell us.
If the difference is only the dry hop, then they could do something like that. But I wouldn't know.
Out of these three, I actually like the Nelson the best.
Okay.
Having not had it, I haven't had either of these two. Had this one before. It's still really good, but I feel like this one is my bomb.
You win the prize. You can have the rest of the last
is that the
round.
prize?
Yeah, that you win the prize, and Dawson can have the other one.
And Chris gets some petrol.
And you can have that
Brewed in
one.
Massachusetts.
I'll just drink water.
Yeah, I like the double dry hopped pale ale too. I think
Okay.
the Citra and the Columbus play off each other, where there's a little spiciness, and there's a little bit of earthiness, or dankness from the Columbus. But the Galaxy Columbus one, they kind of taste like the same thing. They're not really lending opposing flavors to kind of.
I see what you're saying.
I think the Columbus brings out the malt more and the biscuity dankness in number 2, but the Galaxy isn't adding too much for me.
I feel like that one comes off sweetest as well. Let's
The
just
first
say,
one?
no, the middle one. Let's just say all things are equal and they're all the exact same age. I feel this is the sweetest, the Galaxy. Sweet and nothing else. I feel like it goes Galaxy, Nelson, double dry hop. In my opinion, but whatever.
Well, we want to thank Jeff again, Jeff Roach. I believe he's in Massachusetts. Sent another care package. Did not have to do this. He already went above and beyond by sending the first care package.
We'll send you one at this point. We'll build something.
All right, you heard it. He's gonna do
some
it.
Surly, some Summit, some
We're gonna probably
some Goliath.
take 5, and then we'll try the double IPA.
I could already taste the alcohol.
Wow, that man has an amazing palate. It's still sealed.
I can tell it's stronger.
Wow, impressive.
Make them believe
Okay, here
you're
we
drinking
go.
their water.
The beers are kicking in. Apparently, we're on the Upper Case Double IPA, 9% alcohol. It has a delicate. This is their speak here. Delicate dry pilsner malt character with a smooth, soft, doughy mouthfeel from the raw wheat and oily hop resin, which all serves as a canvas for this twice dry hop 9% double IPA. Overripe mango. Why do they gotta let it get overripe? Why not
Have
just
you ever
ripe?
had green mango?
Why not just ripe mango?
It's a fine wine.
Pineapple and passion fruit aromas leap out of the beer as it's poured. That's what that was. The impression of tropical fruit leads into the flavor profile, which is layered further by white wine, pine resin, and grapefruit zest. Hopped primarily with Mosaic. And supporting roles played by Galaxy, Citra, and Columbus.
I will say first up, 3 cheers to whoever writes the copy for that website. That guy or gal is after my own heart.
Ooh, that is definitely an aroma.
I love an over-explained beer. Man, that is good. It does taste like white wine. That's awesome.
It
The
smells.
hop character is so multifaceted, and
Yeah,
that
'cause I-
must be the Mosaic. Because it's
As I
like,
was gonna
in
say,
flashes,
it's kind of
really
suggestive,
dank
but
and
I was
piney.
thinking the Mosaic when I just
Yeah,
got it in my schnoz.
there's just suggestions of petrol, and I get
Oh,
I get
the-
more of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Do you get the fruity
from the
notes
Galaxy.
on the aroma? I haven't taken a sip yet, or is that more of a
a little bit, but they're really like musky and
Mhm.
heavy and syrupy, and so that's why I think
'Cause
that
Mosaic-
overripe mango isn't a reach for a descriptor for this beer. I think.
Because once a mango gets overripe, it starts to lose, it goes beyond sweetness and it starts getting a little, not quite spoiled.
Kinda sassy?
but it starts- sassy.
Gets a little attitude.
It's still really sweet, but it's not rotten yet,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
The fruit flies are like circling, but they haven't gone in.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
a tomato. Once it starts to kind of like fall apart, at first it actually smells kind of nice until you like leave it for 2 more days, then you're
mold.
too far gone.
Yeah.
When I was taking it to take a sip
Mm.
and maybe breathing in, I did get a note of alcohol, and it is 9%, and it's
Mhm.
probably reasonably fresh, so it isn't like it's aged, you know, where the alcohol will
Right.
age out or get softer, mellower with time.
Ooh, it was canned on Halloween. It literally says
Oh,
10/31/16 Happy Halloween.
Oh my gosh,
12
that's
days
crazy! It's November 12th
I can tell you how
today.
many days ago. It was
I've had
15 days ago.
I've had
15
these-
work days.
I've had these beers for a week too. So he
Bought it,
got 'em-
shipped it.
Yeah,
You
like
held it,
right
and now here we
after
are.
he got them right after it was canned.
You know somebody.
We could have been drinking these beers like 5 days after it was canned.
Freshies, bro.
Crazy, man. You like it?
I do.
I do like this.
I was gonna ask a rhetorical question to the table. We were kind of skirting around this issue here off camera a little bit. The haze, the cloudiness, the flaked wheat. Is the flaked wheat doing anything to the body of this beer that a 9% all malt beer wouldn't already have?
What would flaked wheat do to a beer?
Lots of glucans, lots of high molecular weight proteins. It gives some of that cloudiness, but lots of mouthfeel, viscosity. But with a 9% beer, you're going to have a lot of that anyway.
I actually feel like this feels lighter and thinner than some of the other variations of the dry hop pale.
Yeah,
to me,
there's-
and that could be
there's
alcohol
less
kind of
malt.
cutting it.
Because if you look at it, there's mostly Pilsner, there's no two-row. So I don't taste as much malt character, which I probably shouldn't because it's a double IPA, but it tastes less grainy to me because of the wheat and the Pilsner not being toasted as high as the two-row.
And if these beers had the same final gravity, which I don't know if they did, but if they did, but one has 3.5% more alcohol, is that beer gonna seem thinner somehow? Because it has more alcohol than the non-alcohol part of the beer? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know that I feel like this
It
is
starts
thinner.
with you, and
It
if you don't
definitely-
know,
It definitely is more alcoholic. I mean, that, I'm getting that.
Mhm.
Not off-putting, but it's noticeable.
Yeah.
There's
it
a lot
doesn't
going
smell
on.
like it, but
Mhm.
you can taste afterwards.
I get some pine flavor too, which could be the mosaic,
and
I
pineapple.
suppose.
Mhm.
Pineapple off this one.
Would you think that there's too much going on? I mean, could you drink, if it is high alcohol, so you're not gonna drink 2 or 3 of these, but is it so much going on that if this was a 4 or 5 or 6% alcohol beer, would you wanna drink a few of them? Or would it be kind of obnoxious? Because we're drinking 4 ounces.
I don't think I would need too much more than that, personally. It's a really good beer.
Yeah.
Lot going on, nice
16 ounce
flavors.
can of this would be a lot of business.
I'd share that, personally.
I drink it.
Yeah, it's different than the other
it's
ones,
definitely.
but similar. I mean, it's drinks like a Trillium beer out of the, well, I've only had variations of the Fort Point, but it's, you know, not like a totally different beer.
Send us a porter.
Oh, jeez.
Chip wants to slam something else in the shop.
Wow.
No, we should put together something for Jeff. He's been hooking it up, man.
Well, there you have it. This is kind of an unnecessary tasting video, but we did these. We've been doing a couple of these New England IPA ones, and we had this nice shipment, so we thought we'd do a little video, and we got a bunch of the old crew back together. So
Yay.
hope everybody is doing well, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers.
We'll catch you on the upside down.